Have you ever stared at the ceiling at 3 a.m., tired but strangely awake? Maybe you doze off, then pop up for the bathroom, or your brain flips on the moment you lie down. After 60, sleep often changes, but good sleep isn't gone, it just needs a few gentle tweaks. Over the next minutes, I'll share simple habits you can start tonight. No gadgets, no pills, so your body remembers how to drift, stay asleep, and wake clearer within a week. Let's start with light, your built-in on-off switch. Morning light tells your clock wake now, and quietly programs sleepiness for later. Within an hour of waking, give yourself 10 to 15 minutes of bright light. Step onto the porch, stroll to the mailbox, or sit by the sunniest window while you sip breakfast tea. It's not about exercise, it's about light in your eyes. Then, in the evening, reverse it. 2 hours before bed, dim overheads, use lamps, lower screen brightness, and park the phone across the room so it sleeps there while you sleep here. If your eyes are less light-sensitive now than they used to be, you may need extra brightness in the morning and extra dimness at night. Try this rhythm for 7 days and notice, more alert mornings, easier bedtimes. Next, tame the hidden stimulants and mistimed drinks. Caffeine is a charming liar after lunch, it lingers. Keep coffee and strong tea to morning hours, and swap to decaf or herbal by noon. Chocolate and some pain relievers sneak in caffeine too, glance at labels. For a soothing night signal, choose chamomile, lemon balm, or warm milk instead of a nightcap. Alcohol can knock you out quickly, but it fragments sleep and steals the deep stages you need to feel restored. Night awakenings often come from a full bladder, so shift water earlier. Hydrate generously through the day, then taper 2 to 3 hours before bed. If your mouth gets dry, keep a small sip cup by the bed rather than a tall glass. If ankles swell by evening, put your feet up for 20 minutes after dinner. Moving that fluid back into circulation now means fewer bathroom trips later. A steady landing routine tells your nervous system it's safe to let go. Keep it simple and repeatable, 15 to 30 minutes, same order each night. Wash up, set out tomorrow's clothes, then add a few minutes of gentle movement and breath. This isn't a workout, it's a message. Roll your shoulders, circle ankles, ease your neck side to side, do 10 slow calf raises and a few sit-to-stands from a sturdy chair. Follow with easy breathing, in through your nose for a count of 4, out for a count of 6. That longer exhale is a natural brake pedal. 10 rounds and most people feel their shoulders drop, thoughts soften, and eyelids grow heavier. If counting bugs you, hum lightly on the exhale, the vibration calms the same way. If your mind races at bedtime, give it a safe place to park before you lie down. Keep a small notebook on your nightstand and write 2 short lists, a few things that went right today, and a few tasks that can wait for tomorrow. Close the book where you can see it. When a new thought pops up later, you can remind yourself, it's in the book, and let it pass instead of chasing it at midnight. If you share a room, invite your partner into the rhythm without turning it into a project. Agree on a lights down time, keep volume gentle, and add one tiny ritual, a 1-minute check-in about the best moment of the day, hands resting together, or brushing teeth side by side, to mark the shift from doing to resting. If you live alone, give yourself the same cue with a favorite wind-down song or a brief early evening call so your mind isn't craving connection at bedtime. Comfort matters more than perfection. A cool, quiet, darker room suits most people, but choose bedding that feels good to your skin and pajamas that don't trap heat. If reflux bothers you, a wedge pillow can help. If stiff muscles keep you tossing, a warm shower before lights down can loosen the edge. None of this needs to be fancy, think small, kind adjustments your future self will thank you for. You might be thinking, I've tried everything. What most of us haven't tried is consistency long enough for the body to learn. Commit to these steps for 7 nights, just a week. Don't chase a flawless night, look for progress. Maybe you still wake once, but you fall back asleep faster. Maybe you toss less. Maybe mornings feel a shade clearer because deep sleep had room to do its work. Those small wins stack quickly when the rhythm stays steady. With mornings brighter, evenings softer, and a simple landing routine in place, you're already nudging your sleep in the right direction, kindly, consistently, and on your terms. Consistency is the quiet engine behind good sleep, and it starts the moment you open your eyes. Pick a wake-up time you can live with 7 days a week, nothing extreme, just realistic, and treat it like a daily appointment with yourself. Your brain loves predictable anchors. When wake time is steady, bedtime starts to line up on its own without you forcing it. If you've been sleeping in on weekends to make up for rough nights, try the reverse for a week. Get up at the same time and let sleepiness build naturally for the evening. It might feel a little groggy the first couple of mornings, but that gentle sleep pressure you're creating is exactly what carries you into deeper rest later. Think of it like charging a battery during the day so you can power down smoothly at night. Daytime naps deserve a plan too, because the right nap is a friend and the wrong one steals the show. If your eyes droop after lunch, give yourself a short, intentional recharge rather than an accidental 3-hour blackout. Set a timer for 10 to 20 minutes, get comfortable but not tucked in, and stop by mid-afternoon so you don't borrow tomorrow's sleep for today's rest. A brief nap can sharpen your mind and steady your mood without stepping on your bedtime. If you find yourself napping because you're bored, not sleepy, swap in a change of scenery instead. Sit on the porch with a glass of water, call a friend, or take a slow 5-minute loop around the living room. You're teaching your body the difference between real fatigue and simple habit, and that clarity shows up later when your head hits the pillow. Your evening plate has more to do with your pillow than most people realize. Heavy, late meals keep your body busy when it wants to idle. Spicy, greasy, or very rich dishes can spark reflux, which is like a little alarm clock that goes off as soon as you lie down. If dinner has been drifting later and later, slide it earlier by 30 minutes this week and see how your night changes. Aim for satisfied, not stuffed. A palm of protein, a good portion of vegetables, and something gentle for your gut, like rice, sweet potato, or whole grains, often leaves you comfortable and sleepy, not wired. If you're genuinely hungry near bedtime, choose a small snack that plays nicely with sleep, a bit of yogurt with a few berries, a slice of whole grain toast with a thin spread of almond butter, half a banana. You're taking the edge off without waking up your digestion for a night shift. If reflux has been a regular guest, give gravity a little help. Avoid lying flat for 2 to 3 hours after dinner, keep your last bite simple, and consider a slight elevation at your upper back and head so acid stays where it belongs. A warm mug, not alcohol, can signal day is done without the 2 a.m. wake-up that a nightcap often brings. Notice the language you use with yourself around food, too. I can't have that makes your brain feel punished. I feel better when I eat this earlier makes the choice feel like self-respect. The difference shows up in both your mood and your sleep. Evening movement is another quiet ally. Not a workout that revs your engine, just a stroll that tells your body, we're winding down. 10 or 15 minutes after dinner, around the block, down the hallway, across the yard, can smooth digestion, lower stress, and help your core temperature drift downward, which naturally invites sleep. If going outside isn't your style at night, do a gentle house loop to put dishes away, water a plant, and check that the door is locked. Routine, not intensity, is what matters. You're drawing a soft line between the busy part of the day and the restful part. Your bed should feel like a promise, not a negotiation. Let it be for sleep and intimacy, and teach your brain to associate that space with rest by moving wakeful activities elsewhere. If you like to read, enjoy a chapter in a chair with a lamp, then slide under the covers when your eyelids begin to feel heavier. If the clock on your nightstand pulls your attention like a magnet, turn it around or move it to the dresser. Clock watching is like tapping your own shoulder every 5 minutes. Even if the numbers change, the story stays the same. You don't need a minute-by-minute report to sleep well. You need a room that whispers, nothing is required of you now. Sometimes, despite your best routine, you'll wake in the night with a mind that wants to pace. Fighting wakefulness is like trying to fall asleep by staring at sleep. It runs away. Instead, offer your body a quiet alternative that doesn't reward tossing and turning. If you're awake long enough to feel frustrated, sit up and swing your legs to the floor. Keep the lights low and move to your chair. Do something soothing and boring in dim light, a few pages of a familiar book, a puzzle you don't need to finish, slow breaths with your hand on your belly. Avoid screens and bright lamps, and when your eyes start to flutter, return to bed and give sleep another chance. This simple move protects your bed's job description. You're teaching your brain, we rest here, we think in the chair, and your body learns that boundary faster than you might expect. If worry is the hook that keeps catching you at 2 a.m., create a gentle off-ramp. Keep that small notebook handy and write one sentence that starts with tomorrow I will, name the next tiny step, call the office, look up a number, put the bill on the table, then close the book again. You're not solving the problem at night, you're giving your brain proof that it has a plan. Pair that with a simple physical cue, a warm shawl over your shoulders, a slow sip of water, and you'll feel the nervous system shift and fix it now that you can wait. If you live with this that rise from a plastic car, prepare your body before the lights go down. Cushions in the spot with small pillows so you can't feel bad. Place one between your knees on your side, and then your calves on your back, or along your lower back where it helps support. If your hands tingle, a soft grip support can come above. Gentle comfort isn't a burden, it's the doorway to deeper sleep. And if you take medications that help your body or allergic, talk with your healthcare provider about time. Often, a small shift in when you take something makes a big difference in your emotions. We're going through all of this as kindness to your future self. You're designing a day to earn and rest instead of collapse, a bedroom that feels like an exhale, a set of tiny moments that add up to sleep comes easier here. You don't have to nail every step to feel better, you just have to keep the rhythm going most days. When a night goes sideways, don't declare defeat. Keep your wake time, steer your nap, eat a little earlier, and let the cycle rebuild, quietly, almost invisibly, like the tide coming back in. There's one more lever that quietly multiplies everything you've been putting in place, and it happens long before your head touches the pillow. Your days set up your nights. When your body spends a little energy in a steady, gentle way, it builds the kind of sleepiness that feels like a soft tide coming in. You don't need a gym or special shoes, you need a routine you'll actually do. Pick a simple loop you enjoy and make it part of your daylight hours, a 10-minute walk after breakfast while the sun is kind, a few laps in the hallway after lunch, a light stretch while the kettle boils. If joints complain, use a chair and move what feels good, ankles circling, arms reaching, shoulders rolling. The point isn't sweat, it's rhythm. A little motion in the light tells your internal clock, we're living the day now, so it can answer back at night, we're resting. If you like companionship, make it social, call a friend and walk while you chat, or meet on the porch and count the clouds together. The body loves company almost as much as it loves daylight. Comfort is the invitation that makes sleep want to visit. Most people sleep better a touch cooler than their daytime comfort, and that shift starts naturally as evening comes. Help it along with small choices. Swap heavy blankets for layers you can adjust in seconds. Crack a window for a few minutes to freshen the air, or run a quiet fan across the room so the air feels alive without blowing on your face. If outside noises kick up your nerves, a little background sound, soft music, a simple box fan, or a white noise app left across the room can smooth the edges so random clunks don't yank you awake. Darkness matters too, not just for your eyes, but for the part of your brain that relaxes when light fades. If street lights sneak in, use a cheap eye mask or hang a darker curtain panel. These aren't decorations, they're signals, the same ones your biology learned long ago. Sometimes the mind needs a different kind of invitation. When thoughts won't stop lining up like cars, give them a gentle detour that doesn't require effort or perfection. Try a slow body scan, the easy kind that feels like tucking yourself into bed from the inside out. Start at your toes and simply notice them, imagine they're melting into warm sand. Move up to your calves, your knees, your thighs. If a spot feels tense, whisper to it, you get to rest now, and picture the muscle loosening one notch. Keep going at your own pace, hips, belly, chest, shoulders, jaw, scalp, and let each area settle as if someone dimmed a light switch. If a thought barges in, that's fine, thoughts are like neighbors who wave every time they drive by. Let them wave and return your attention to the next part of your body. By the time you reach the crown of your head, many people feel like they've already traveled half the distance to sleep. Mindset might be the quietest tool of all. Most of us have told ourselves scary stories about sleep. If I don't sleep 8 hours, tomorrow will be ruined, or I'm broken, I can't sleep. Those sentences keep the nervous system on high alert. Trade them for kinder truths you can believe. My body knows how to rest, I'm helping it, or even lighter sleep restores me more than I think. One of my favorites is a simple promise: I don't have to force this. I'm safe to be still. Say it softly when you turn out the light. You're not hypnotizing yourself, you're removing the pressure that keeps you wired. A tiny bit of tracking can help you see progress your feelings might miss. Keep a simple note by the bed and, in the morning, jot 3 lines, roughly when you went to bed, roughly when you got up, and 1 word about how you feel: clear, okay, groggy. No math, no charts, just a quick impression. After a week, look for direction, not perfection. Maybe bedtimes drifted 10 minutes earlier. Maybe groggy turned into okay a couple of times. Celebrate those shifts. Sleep improves like a sunrise, slowly, then all at once. If pain, medications, or medical conditions make nights complicated, your plan can still work, it just needs tailoring. Ask your pharmacist which medicines are alerting and which are sedating so you can place them at times that match your goals. If you use a CPAP or another device, treat it like brushing your teeth, part of your routine, not a debate. Small comforts make big differences here. Soften the mask straps, use a bit of skin-safe barrier where things rub, wash the parts regularly so they smell clean and inviting. The easier it is to say yes to your tools, the more your body will say yes to deeper sleep. People sometimes worry that making sleep a priority will shrink their life. Oddly, the opposite is true. When you sleep a bit better, mornings open up. Conversations feel easier because your patience isn't running on fumes. Walks feel safer because your balance is steadier. Even food tastes kinder when your body isn't begging for quick sugar to patch over exhaustion. You'll start to notice that your day sits on a calmer foundation, and all you did was practice a handful of tiny habits most nights of the week. If a night goes sideways, and one will, treat it as weather, not identity. Keep your wake-up time, keep your daylight, keep your evening landing. Nap short if you must, eat a little earlier, dim the lights, and let the cycle carry you. Tomorrow's sleep starts with today's choices, and you already know how to make them. Trust the rhythm more than the result of any single night. Before we close, take a breath with me now, in through your nose and out longer than you think you need. Feel your shoulders settle. Picture tonight already going a little smoother, lights softer, phone asleep across the room, a brief walk after dinner, a warm cup in your hands, the same few steps in the same calm order, and your bed waiting like a promise you can keep. That's not a fantasy, that's a sequence you can build, one small decision at a time. You've gathered a gentle toolkit you can actually use: morning light to set your clock, steadier caffeine and fluid timing, a simple wind down that tells your nervous system it's safe, consistent wake-ups and smart naps. Earlier, lighter dinners with a friendly stroll, a bedroom that feels like an exhale, and kind ways to meet the nights that wake you. None of it requires perfection. All of it rewards consistency. And it belongs to you. If something here helped, I'd love to hear which small change you'll try first, maybe the porch light, the notebook by the bed, or turning the clock around. Share your experience in the comments. Your story might be the sentence someone else needs tonight. If you want more warm, practical guidance designed for life after 60, tap like and subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation. Here's to evenings that soften, nights that restore, and mornings that greet you with a clearer, kinder kind of energy, no matter what the calendar says about your age.